Okay, we're going to solve this fractional equation. What I'm going to do is collect these two fractions together to start with. So already though I can see I've got a minus here, and I know that's going to cause it, so that means minus the whole of this fraction. So I'm going to put brackets around here to start off with, so that's going to help me later on. Right, I've got them both over, one's over 2, one's over 3, so I need to put them over the same thing. I'm going to put them both over 6. If I do that, this one here I've got to times the bottom by 3, so I need to times the top by 3, and that'll give me 18x's minus 3. Basically times the top by 3. It subtracts, and this one here I've had to times it by 2, the bottom, to get 6. So I times top by 2, which is going to give me 4x plus 2. And that equals still my 5. So what I'm doing is collecting this. I'm going to still put my brackets in here, because it's a minus the whole of this fraction. They're both over 6, so I'm going to put them over 6. I've got 18x's minus 3 minus 4x's plus 2, and that equals 5. What have I got on top? How many x's I've got? I've got 14x's, 18x's take away 4x's, and I've got minus 3 minus 2, so that's minus 5. So it's that over 6 equals 5. Get rid of the divide by 6, so times both sides by 6 will give me 14x's minus 5 equals 30. Add 5 to both sides, we'll say that 14x's are 35. And finally, divide both sides by 14, x equals 2.5. Nice number. As we've had before, we've had part A, and now we've got part B, probably not going to be linked at all. So let's have a look at this one. It's a quadratic equation. It's a quadratic equation, and so therefore I've got, and it says give it to correct 2 decimal places. So this is going to imply that I need to use the formula. If I can't remember, it's in the front of the book. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And I need to know what a equals, b equals, and c equals. A is the coefficient of the x squared, which is 5. B is the coefficient of x, which is negative 3. And c is the number bit, which is negative 6. And so I get x equals negative b. That means I need to change the sign of b. So that's 3. Plus or minus the square root of b squared. That's negative 3 squared, which is negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Take away 4 times by a, which is 5, times by c, which is negative 6. All over 2a's, which is 10. Do that on my calculator, and it'll say that x equals 3 plus or minus the square root of 129 all over 10. Put that in, go to change, and that'll give you 1.43578. And then change it, go back into it, and change it. So instead of being plus the square root sign, it's minus the square root sign, and that'll give us minus 0.83578. It wants it to 2 decimal places, so 0.43, the next number's a 5, so that'll be 1.44, because I need to round it up, and minus 0.835, and that means the 5 I need to round it up, so it's at 0.83 at the moment, so minus 0.84, so I round it up because that number, and that one done. Going to quickly go back to show another method of doing part A, and I'll do it in red. And basically it's the same sort of thing here, but I want to get rid of my fractions. So if I times both sides of the equation by 6, that means I've got 6x minus 1 times, divide by 2 times by 6. That's the same as 3 lots of them. So that'll give me 18x minus 3 minus 2x plus 1 divide by 3 times by 6 is equivalent to having 2 of them. So that would be 4x plus 2, and that equals, I'm timesing both sides by 6, that will give me 30. What does that give me? 18x's take away 4x's is 14x's, minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5 equals 30, and that gives me straight to there. So you could do it quicker if you wanted to, but most people like the left-hand version. Okay, anyhow, that is 13 done.